Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the car, welcome back to Cornwall, welcome back to a bank holiday weekend, which means, well, it's Friday today. I took the day off today, but it means that there's going to be a lot of traffic on the road. So, can we even get out? Whoa, okay. Giving it the sauce in the old Land Rover. Yeah, this is going to be one of those ones where you've got to keep your head on a swivel. That's literally look left, look right, look left and right again, because there's a lot of blind corners in Cornwall. So every man and the dog and the dog's friend and the dog's children are all down today, and they will be over the weekend, which means if you haven't done your shopping yet in the supermarché, well, it's too late. It's too late. You're done. You're donezo. Good luck getting into a car park around here. But I mean, it's good and it's bad, I guess. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. There are a couple of things I wanted to talk about. First of all, there's a new camera. Well, there's an old camera. It's the GoPro Hero 3, which I've had for years and years and years and years and years. I actually bought it to go on the drone, of all things. But I was thinking, you guys can't actually see forward. You can't see beyond the A-pillar, which are these ones here. Oh, the A-pillar, B-pillar, all that sort of stuff. So, we're going to have to wait for a gap in the traffic. There we go. Keep indicating, make sure everyone knows where we are and where we're going. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good. So yes, it faces forward. So we have two shots already. We have the inside of the cabin, which is the big main shot, because that's a 360-degree camera, the one that you're currently looking at now. And what I do is I drop it into the 1X software, and then I take a 1080p viewport from it, which is usually just behind the headrest and over to the wing mirror. And that gives you a fairly full view of the inside of the car. And then I take another shot, which I export, which is just out of the side window. So as we're going through towns and things, you get to see the English countryside, but also towns and villages that we pass through. Good. But seeing forward is a little bit tricky, so I thought, well, when we're going past hedgerows and things, areas where you wouldn't necessarily want to just be peeping out the side of the car, we can have a picture-in-picture viewing forward. I don't know, maybe the GoPro is just taking up too much real estate in the main image, so maybe we'll test it for now, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'll scrap it and we'll go with something else. Anyway, that's not even what I wanted to talk about today. The reason I'm on this road and the reason that I am trying to escape all of the holiday traffic is that I'm going to go visit Mum. I have today off. It's Friday, I got today off, and Mum was like, oh, buddy, come visit because your nephew is down. My nephew? Oh no. Well, yeah, your nephew happens to be less than 1 year old. My nephew is in fact a baby. He is a little baby. He's got little noodly arms, very weak, can't hold himself up. All the attributes of a baby. He poops and ingests milk, and I think some solids like pureed vegetables and pureed fruits, I guess. So yeah, lots of baby-related stuff. But he will be one in a couple of weeks. Now, I wouldn't normally buy a present for somebody who's 1 year old because they ain't gonna remember it. Unless you get them like baby booties, which can be framed when they're 18, and it's like, I'm leaving for collage. Oh, collage, hey? Well, here's a framed thing with your baby booties and your birth certificate and all that. I mean, that sort of stuff. But I was thinking, well, what do you get for someone who is small and also not your child, but is related to you? So, one of my sisters, the younger of the two older sisters, I guess, if you can wrap your head around that, had a baby. Nice, good, congratulations. It's not as easy as it sounds. So what I did was, I mean, I love Lego. I love anything that makes you creative. I would never buy a child an iPad, because that makes a child a consumer. They consume media, but they don't create. iPads, they're the frickin' worst when it comes to children. I've seen children just on trains listening to that shark song, the Baby Shark song, at 1,000,000 decibels in the quiet carriage. And it's just like, yeah, it keeps them occupied, but so does reading a book to them. It takes more effort, I guess, but you know, whatever. So I'm like, I'm never going to get them anything electronic. I'm never going to get them anything that just they can sit in front of and just vegetate in front of. So Lego's out of the question because, again, he doesn't have the grip strength to push all the blocks together. And Lego's sharp. I mean, sharp like a claymore or broken glass. I mean, it really is sharp. Fun, but not for a babe. So I was like, what can I get him? And there really isn't much. But I remember when I was a child, and I'm pretty sure Dad borrowed it just one weekend, and it was this kit. It's kind of like Brio, the wooden railway where you just slot track together for kids. This is the same, but it's made of plastic, and it's canals. So you have canal sections, and then you have like little silicone clips that you clip everything together, and then you fill it with water. And you have little boats, and you have like a water wheel which you can turn, which makes the water move, and you have a little lock system which you can pump water into, and then you can open the gates and the water goes down. And it's like an educational thing for kids, but it's also quite fun and quite interesting, quite different, and you have the dynamic of the water. And yes, I realised that she's not going to set this up in her living room, my sister, for the babe. In fact, he probably won't even play with it as a babe, but I just wanted it to be on the board, you know? I wanted it to exist in his life so that at some point he can play with it when his arms are a bit more, well, usable, instead of just having little babe arms. So I guess 2 years old, maybe 3, and he'll be fine with it. But yeah, it just gets on the board. So an educational toy which can be set up in the garden or maybe even the kitchen with a linoleum floor, and that he can play with. I do remember being in preschool, which is like almost like a school group, and what you do is you drop your kids off, and for the first few days they'll cry because their mums and everything are not there. I remember doing that. That's one of the vivid memories of being a youngling. Was Mum dropped us off at playgroup and disappeared, and we were like, oh my god, Mum's gone, oh, cry. But it's just kind of getting you ready for the whole school life experience, and not the Danganronpa school life experience, because that's very different, but just the regular British school life experience. So there was a thing there, and it was a big sort of plastic, I don't even know how to describe it, like a big plastic raised bath thing, big circular thing, and there was a plastic ferry in it, and I played with that as a youngling so much that I got soaked. I went home with someone else's trousers on, and I loved it. I loved all that sort of stuff. I loved anything with water, boats especially, because I really liked the Isle of Wight ferry. And the Isle of Wight ferry, for us, if you don't know what the Isle of Wight is, it's a big island on the south of the country, and this lad is very slow, so I'm gonna use the power of the car to get round them. Boom, we're gone. Yeah, we have an electric motor strapped to the side of our petrol motor. If you put your foot down, everything engages and you hit warp speed. It's great, and then you can just rest, settle back down to slow again. But that lad was very slow, even for a moped. So so the Isle of Wight. The Isle of Wight is a big island on the south coast of the United Kingdom. I often refer to it as the UK's largest penal colony, and no one's ever picked me up on that. But it's good. It's got Ryde, which is a big town there. It's got a railway. It's big enough to have a railway, which uses old London Underground rolling stock. So it's an electrified railway with tube trains on it, but they don't have an underground. But the way you get to it is by ferry. And I love that. I love the Isle of Wight ferry. It's a big ro-ro. So you have a roll-on, roll-off ferry. And I love that thing. It was big, it was slow, it was very flat, because the Solent, the area between the UK and the Isle of Wight, is just a body of water. There's not like huge waves on it. It was always fascinating. Just this huge piece of engineering that would coast through the water, and I was taken with it. So anything with boats, anything related to that was right up my street, which is crazy because I do hate the sea. I don't like the sea. It's big and it's blue and it will drown you even if you're a good swimmer. I've seen the sea do some crazy things, especially in my time in Cornwall. So yeah, oh, this is St Ives, by the way. I wouldn't recommend coming here on a holiday. I'd find somewhere else, because St Ives is rammo, especially during the summer and especially during this weekend. So yes, it'll be crazy, crazy times. See if we can get through here without, there we go. Good. As I was going to St Ives. So yeah, I bought my nephew a present. He'll get it in a couple of weeks, and it's a canal set that he won't be able to use for a few years maybe, but it's on the board, it exists, and it will be in his life. Excellent, that's all I wanted to talk about. And it's creative, and it's not an iPad. Oh God. So yeah, I used to work in a school, and I can tell you, give kids the tools to be creative. If they are old enough to use Photoshop and that lot, then yeah, teach them Photoshop. I don't mind any of that, but if they're just sat in front of a screen all day consuming Baby Shark, yeah, you might have a bit of a problem there. Just my opinion. I'm not going to ever try and train someone on raising their own kids, but yes, yeah, I had a lot of creative toys. Lego was amazing when I was a kid. Still is. Still got quite a lot of Lego, except my Lego pirate ships, which may or may not be in the loft, in the mum's attic. Except no one's willing to go up and have a look for them. I just don't know. It's that the Jackie Chan hands on head, mind, like my mind is full meme. It's like, I know I put them up there. I put them up there in order to keep them safe from all my nephews and nieces and things. It's like, I don't... My Lego pirate ships, they're mine. They're gone. But that's that. I tell you what, I'm going to leave it there. It's a short little vlog, but hey, we're going over a bunch of road humps now and it's getting a bit noodly. So if you like these vlogs, definitely leave a little like. Leave a subscribe. Oh, what the heck was that? Leave a subscribe. It's probably a bit of, I'm messing with the GoPro mounts. It's probably like a spring from a GoPro mount. Yeah, leave a subscribe, leave a like, and if you do leave a like and subscribe, click the little bell because that'll give you notifications when videos go live. And I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time. Oh wow, that really is, what's going on here? Well, everything's connected. At least I hope it is, otherwise you're not getting a vlog.